What's your view of camp so far with your guys?
It's been good. I think the way we have it set up, they're staying pretty fresh, but they're getting a lot of really good reps. They're getting full speed reps, and hopefully the way it's structured, they're not getting gassed in camp, which is a good thing.
Do you like how Lucas come back, from sitting out in the spring?
Yeah, I mean, the good thing about, really all those guys is they do a really good job of studying. They're very intent when they're, if they do have an injury, when they're out, they're not just there. They're there getting better, and, he's come back like he hasn't missed a beat.
Are Luke and Nick together giving you something in a leadership way that you didn't get from them last
year? It's a good question, Mitch. Yes, because they're just better at it, but they were really good leaders last year too, in a sense that they worked extremely hard, but now they just have the experience factor. And leadership's no different than playing. You get better at it the more you're involved with it, the more you're forced to be in that mode. So this is year 2 for them in that mode, and they've gotten better at it. So yes.
A lot of positive reports about Ernest Hausman so far. What have you seen since he arrived in the spring so far?
Yeah, I mean, he's been great. He really has. He works hard. Obviously he's a great athlete, a very good player, but he's a better person and a better worker. So that's when your intangibles are better than your athleticism, and your athleticism is already extremely high, you get excited about that.
You felt comfortable enough to have Marvin Luke and Nichols. You must have felt pretty good about the depth. Obviously, Nick and Luke are the clear starters. What about the guys behind them, including Ernest? Where is that battle for number 3?
Yeah, I mean, I think, Vaz had an extremely impressive camp so far. This is, I believe, year 3 in the program for him. So I think he's probably made the biggest jump of anybody as far as just individual, combination of skill level jumping up and just understanding of the defense. He's done a really good job. Ernest has made it, jumped up again since spring too. Garrett Snodgrass had a good camp. So, the guys are doing well right now, and the key is, just continue to build on it.
Do you desire a rotation there, or do you feel like Reimer and Hendricks are at a point where they can carry almost the entire game?
No, I thought that was one of the things I probably did a little bit of a poor job with last year. Is I need to rotate those guys in a little bit more. I think, going through the rigors of a Big Ten schedule, to keep those guys fresh throughout the year, you got to take some hits off them. So hopefully you can get something. And what the exact rotation is going to be, I don't know, but at least taking some of the hits off them and getting other guys on the field. And that keeps the competition fresh too. If you get a guy breathing down your neck, that's good for everybody.
I mean, letting you off the hook a little bit here. It's kind of hard to do that against Michigan and Ohio State, though, isn't it? Take 2 of your best players off the field so another guy can get
it's hard, but at the same time, it's a necessity because those are the games where it is really critical. Obviously that every play is critical in the Big Ten, but especially when you start playing, the real high level type teams. You got to count on your guys and you got to trust them. And like I said, I think that's something I need to do a better job of this year because it pays off down the stretch.
Barrett, does Ernest give you something physically that you can't coach, that other guys in the room, maybe don't necessarily have? Is there something that stands out about him aside from his mental capacity and ability to learn?
Well, I used to have a strength coach named Dave Kennedy. He used to call him shiny cars. I was not a shiny car. Shiny cars look really good. So Ernest looks the part for sure. From an athletic standpoint, I think he's just really a fluid, explosive athlete. I mean, not only is he fast, but he moves well side to side. He can flip his hips, similar to how a pass rusher would flip their hips. Those guys that work at all the time on the edge, defensive linemen that do that all the time, it's really, really natural for him, which is not the case for a lot of linebackers. I've been around a lot of great linebackers that were bad pass rushers. He has a natural feel to rush the passer, which I think in modern football, the versatility is at a premium, and you got to be able to do a lot of things, especially at the linebacker position.
Law was kind of a raw linebacker when you got him. Can you speak to his patience, I guess, kind of perseverance, sticking with it?
Yeah, I give him a bunch of credit. I think the thing that probably would surprise a lot of people, just because he's a very fun-loving guy and he's fun to be around, but he's extremely intelligent, and his understanding of the defense is really at a high level right now, and he asks great questions. He's on point. He loves being out there. So, the guy, he really has made a huge jump in year 3.
So what's a great question? What question I already asked.
So, for example, just everything we do is based on rules. And to me, 400 level questions are the ones that, hey, whatever, coach, I saw Michigan play 66. They're running power and they're reaming the front. How do we handle that? Not where do I line up on this defense? So when you start getting to the big picture stuff, and I always think of good defense as understanding your own problems. So he really is starting to understand, each position, each technique, each situation has going to have different issues that come up, and he's starting to see those, and he asks really good questions on how to kind of cheat those techniques.
Kind of thinking trickle down to the other guys. Have you seen that sort of spread across the room?
Yeah, I think it has. Luke and Nick are pretty astute guys, and Vaz like that, and Ernest already at a young level is seeing that, and he's starting to ask the right questions too, and it's fun for me as a coach. Stimulates my brain too, so I enjoy that.
You guys are really complimentary last year of Damian Daniels and sort of what he did in front of them. Do you have to have a chemistry between those interior guys and your guys, and do you see that growing?
Yeah, it's number one, they do a lot of dirty work for us. They take on those double teams and clean up a lot of messes for us. But at the same time, knowing how they play, the more comfortable you are with those guys in front of you, the faster you can play as a linebacker, whether it's picking off double teams, whether it's falling back when somebody climbs up on you. So the more comfortable you are playing with those D linemen in front of you, the better feel you're going to have for your game. Well, he's number one. He's just very intelligent. He's intelligent in the classroom, understands football. I think just demeanor-wise, he's got a pretty mature demeanor. He doesn't have a lot of ups and downs. A lot of times, the biggest thing you try to fight with young guys is get them to be very consistent. What's a day look like for you? And he's already got a pretty good feel for that. And coming in the spring's really big on that. You learn how to. You learn how to live. You learn how to be a college student. You learn how to get a routine. So that part's really helped him as well.
Anything else for Coach?